Hey, Carl. Carl. Wake up, Carl. It's time to get busy.
Oh, man, too much partying last night. All right. I'm sorry. Sorry, Ward. All right. Hi, I'm Chef Carl. Welcome to my home. And today we're going to upgrade meatloaf. We're going to make meatloaf in a Bundt pan with a Bouquitaire of vegetables and fresh mashed potatoes. See you soon. Woo!
Chef Carl, food whisperer, taking the mystery out of cooking.
Well, we're back, and today's video, we're making meatloaf. I made meatloaf a few weeks ago, but today we're going to upgrade it and make it a little fancy schmancy. We're going to make it in a Bundt pan, and what that's going to do is going to leave us a center that we're going to fill up with mashed potatoes, and we're going to pipe mashed potatoes around the sides, edges, and then we're going to add a Bouquitaire of vegetables, which is just a bunch of different vegetables, stuffed tomatoes with peas, carrots, asparagus, sautéed mushrooms. So let's get this party going. The first thing I'm going to do, in the Bundt pan, you can't spray them with this oven spray or whatever you want to call it, because it eats away the interior. So I'm putting a little bacon grease that I had. Always better with bacon. Alright. And I don't have gloves on, but I have sanitizer wipes, handy wipes, and I'll keep wiping I break out from the rubber gloves. So here we have 80-20 beef. I had to add a little bit to it because I want to make 3 pounds. We're actually only going to use about 2 pounds of this, but I'll save the rest for meatballs or Salisbury steaks. So let's dump this in. Now, one important step of this, my wife said, and this is her mother's recipe, Helen, is to break it up before you add your other ingredients. Now we're going to add our breadcrumbs, and this is Italian breadcrumbs, but you can use whatever you got. You don't have to go out and buy something special. So next we're going to add the granulated garlic, Italian spice, salt, and black pepper, ground black pepper. And the amounts will be in my notes, and it's also in my other meatloaf recipe video that we put out, like I said, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. So I'm going to kind of spread that around, give it a lot of love. The next thing we have is a holy trinity of vegetables. That's what they call it in New Orleans Cajun cooking. It's green peppers, finely diced, white onion, and celery. And you want to dice it pretty good. And you could add other vegetables if you want your kids to get vegetables, but this is the way I was taught. Then I have here 1 beaten egg, some regular ketchup, any brand, spicy brown mustard, and steak sauce. So I kind of whisk the egg around. So half a cup of ketchup. Tablespoon of spicy mustard, but you can use yellow mustard. And some steak sauce, whatever brand you want to use. And now we act like a little kid and play in the mud. You want to make sure you got everything nice and mixed. And this is going to give you about a pound extra that you could use for meatballs, or you can make like Salisbury steaks or mini meatloafs. But when you see the finished product with this, it just upgrades. And this is great for a party. And I think one of these will serve about, with the potatoes and vegetables, about 10 people. So it's about $1.25 a person for which looks like a really gourmet meal. But like I said, squishy, squishy, squishy. Okay. I think we're pretty good here. Here's your Bundt pan. It's been oiled. Push it down because you don't want any air pockets. You don't want to overfill it because it's going to, you'll see the oil and the fats that come out and they would bubble over. So I'm going to put it on top of a little cookie pan because I don't want to have a fire in the house. This is not a firehouse. Just keep, you can even, okay, you can see I got about a pound of mixture left. We're going to make meatballs later, or mini Salisbury steaks. Now we're going to put this in the oven, 375 degrees. I have it on convection. You might need 370. You might need 380. You have to kind of know your oven. And we're going to put it on a sheet pan. And I also want to mention, thank everybody, like I said, the subscribers for watching and leaving comments. And Debbie, thank you for this idea. I have to admit, it was her idea. I just ran with it. And I also watched Mike's Everyday BBQ on YouTube. He got me my start. So, the oven, we got about, I'm going to set it for 56 minutes. We want to get an internal temperature of 150, 160 when we pull it out. So, here we go. Make sure that the meatloaf is in the center of the pan, so if it bubbles over, it's just going on the pan. So, let's give it about 55 minutes and we'll see what happens. Okay, see you later. The meatloaf in the Bundt pan has been cooking for about 50 minutes at 375, and depending on your oven, it could be 55 minutes. And I want to bring the temperature up to about 150, 160 because it has one egg in it. And I'm going to let it sit to cool a little bit before I drain the oil off, the fat off, and then the temperature will still be going. So we got 12 seconds, folks. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Oh, it's over. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay. You can see it's bubbling real nice. Now take a temperature. I'll turn it around. And of course, we got 160, it's going up to 170. Okay, so we're going to let it sit a couple of minutes. And we're going to let it sit a couple of minutes, and then we're going to drain the oil off and pop it onto this plate. and then we'll keep our fingers crossed, and then more magic's going to happen. So there we go. So after I drain the grease off this, I let it sit for about 6-7 minutes because otherwise it's so hot you can't hardly handle it. I drained off the grease as much as I could. Now I'm going to put this plate on it, flip it over, hopefully it pops out, and then we're going to slide it onto this cutting board. So yowza. Beautiful. So this is our meatloaf. Piping hot, steamy, beautiful. Now what we're going to do, now is put a little bit of just tomato sauce over the top. Almost looks like the dressing on a Bundt cake. And this is the fun part. I made homemade mashed potatoes. It just takes meatloaf to a new level. And put a little Parmesan cheese over the top now. You don't have to, but because we're going to put this under the broiler. And as I always say, I wash my hands ahead of time, and I have sanitizer, handy wipes, and soapy water, so we're all set to go. And of course, it's got to have a few mushrooms. I reduced these in sherry, sherry baby. Now we're going to put this underneath the broiler. There we go. It's going to give it a couple of minutes. So we had it under the broiler 4 or 5 minutes. So let's take a look at it. It should be nice and brown. Then it give Ward and myself a little tasty. Okay, let's check it. Oh, nice. So you can see the tomatoes browned off. I have these just fresh tomatoes. I hollowed out a little bit for some frozen baby peas, a little Parmesan cheese. Mushrooms I cooked with butter, and it's always better with butter, and a little sherry wine. Fresh asparagus that I steamed for about 3 minutes. Baby carrots I sautéed, not sautéed, but also just brought to simmer. And the mashed potatoes, I made them from Idaho potatoes, sour cream, and a little butter, and that's it. So, thank you for coming into my home. I'd like to thank all the people out there working during this coronavirus, keeping us safe. I want to thank the military. And I also want to thank all the subscribers for leaving comments and following me. It really makes me feel good. I love cooking. So don't forget to subscribe at Chef Carl Food Whisperer YouTube. Ring the bell. It'll tell you when a new video comes out. And just enjoy life. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And bon appetit. Bye.